Good day, Junior Tuckies. I am Mrs. Burdenkamp, and I will be teaching direct and reported speech in this lesson. Let's go back to the basics. What is direct speech? Direct speech is the exact words used in speech. We make use of inverted commas, and a new paragraph is used for each speaker. What is reported speech? Literally reporting the direct words of what someone has said. Think of this as kind of like a courtroom language, as it is very specific and very formal. Let's take a closer look at direct speech. We have two parts of direct speech. The first part is the clause. The clause contains the introductory verb like said or asked. It tells us who the speaker is, and the introductory verb is always followed by a comma. The second part of direct speech is the spoken word. This is where we use our inverted commas to encase the direct speech. You will always begin any direct speech with a capital letter. Let's take a closer look at the format. Number 1, the introductory verb may be found before the direct speech, after the direct speech, or even between parts of direct speech. Let me show you what I mean. Number 1, the class shouted, "School's out for term 2. In this sentence, you can see that shouted, the introductory verb, has come before direct speech. Number 2, how long is the June holiday? Sighed the schoolboy. Here you can see sighed the schoolboy has come after the direct speech. And number 3, "Ma'am," exclaimed the girl, "the exam was so easy." In this sentence, you can see exclaimed the girl has been put in between two parts of direct speech. Format continued. The comma will appear in different places in the sentence depending on where the introductory verb is. A reported sentence sometimes does not get a comma. Let me show you what I mean. Number 1, the class shouted, comma, "School's out for term 2. If the introductory verb is before the direct speech, you must add a comma. Number 2, how long is the June holiday? Sighed the schoolboy. Now, if the introductory verb is after the direct speech, no comma will be added. And then number 3, "Ma'am," exclamation mark, exclaimed the girl, comma, "the exam was so easy." If the introductory verb is in between direct parts of speech, add a comma at the start of the new part of the direct speech. That can be seen where I added the comma, "the exam was so easy." Let's have a closer look at introductory verbs. Introductory verbs always insert that to link the introductory verb to the direct speech. There are many examples of introductory verbs. Remember to choose the correct or appropriate introductory verb. For example, Mpo admitted, "I love chocolates." If I'm going to write that into reported speech, I would say, Mpo admitted that he loves chocolate. Remember to use the correct introductory verb for a command or a question. Look at the table I have inserted from English Grammar here to see all the different types of reported or introductory verbs. Introductory verbs continued. Question sentences. Insert if or whether after the question verbs. So for example, the children asked, "Will we write exams in June?" In my reported speech sentence, I would say, the children asked if they will write exams in June. Or if the sentence begins with who, what, when, where, why, or how, use the question word as the correct linking verb. Let me show you what I mean. For example, "Why can't we have study leave?" asked Daisy. Daisy asked why they couldn't have study leave. Introductory verbs continued. Command sentences. There are two options for a command sentence. Let me show you what I mean. Let's look at the example, the teacher ordered children keep quiet. The first option in the way that you can write the sentence is, the teacher ordered the children to keep quiet, using that introductory verb. You can also use it in a different way, using the second example, the teacher ordered that the children should keep quiet. Introductory verbs continued. Exclamations. Words like ouch or hooray or wow cannot be used in reported speech. What we need to try do is give that kind of exclamation a type of emotion. Let's look at the example. Ouch! I stubbed my toe, screamed the girl. The girl screamed in pain that she has stumped her toe. You will see that we have used in pain to give the emotion to the exclamation, ouch. Let's move on to reported speech, or previously known as indirect speech. Always think of reported speech as you're a reporter reporting an event that has happened in the past. Let's look at punctuation. Remember to remove all the inverted commas and other forms of punctuation, except for those capital letters. Let's look at the example over here. Number 1. Mom asked, what did you get for your maths test? Now, writing it in the reported speech, Mom asked what I got for my maths test. All irrelevant punctuation is removed. Number 2. The teacher asked, Tumi, have you studied for the test? In reported speech, the teacher asked if Tumi had studied for the test. All irrelevant punctuation has been removed. Reported speech, pronouns. Remember grade 10's pronouns must change to maintain the meaning of the sentence. Let's look at the table. Let's look at the first column and the first row of the table. I, in direct speech, will turn to he and she in reported speech. Just like the example says over there. He said, I love music in the direct speech example. If we were going to write this in reported speech, it will say, he said that he loves music. You cannot say, he said that I loves music. It doesn't make sense. Remember, in order to do direct and reported speech correctly, study this table so you'll know what to do in each and every example that you get. Tenses. If the introductory verb is in the past tense, the reported speech must also be in the past tense. If you have said, you need to take that as your reported speech in that same exact tense. What you will do is you'll put the tense back by one stage. Now I know that sounds confusing, but let's look at the example to clarify. Calvin said, I am feeling great today. Now we know that said is in the past tense. Therefore, the reported speech must be in past tense. So, Calvin said that he was feeling great that day. You will see that we changed today to that day. We also included said and we used he was feeling. Now, the other way to change tense is, if the introductory verb is in the present tense, the reported speech must also be in the present tense. Let's look at the example to clarify. Becky says, I am not feeling well today. Says is in the present tense. So, the reported speech sentence will look like, Becky says that he is not feeling well today. You can see that we did not change is to was because says is in the present tense. We also did not change today to that day because says is in present tense. Adverbs of time and place. Remember, you will always need to change adverbs of time and place when writing in reported speech. Let's look at the example. My keys were here yesterday, said Dad. Remember, said is in the past tense. The reported speech sentence will look like this. Dad said that his keys were there the day before. Here has been changed to there, and yesterday has been changed to the day before. Have a look at the table that I've included on the slide. I suggest that you study this table and choose practice sentences that deal with adverbs of time and place. Remember, practice makes perfect. I hope this lesson on direct and reported speech has given you a good refresher, grade 10s. Next up is register.